Hey, thanks for joining us again today. Yesterday we talked about our title was Moto Mind, and we talked about how we all every year, I can't afford to, but we buy new helmets. We buy the best protection available. We buy the helmet that protects our head the best, and we do that for a reason, because our head's the most important thing on our body, and without it we can't do anything. With that said, I want to talk about the importance of our thinking when it comes to motocross and just life. Anything that we talk about, you can relate to anything. But most of the time in life, if not all of the time in life, we're either victorious or we live in defeat on what goes on inside this helmet. I don't care whether you have the fastest bike out there. You could have a factory bike out there. If you don't have it going on inside this helmet, it doesn't matter. You might as well send all those fancy parts back and take your girlfriend or wife out to a nice steak dinner, or maybe go buy a new car. Because all those fancy parts, it ain't gonna matter if you don't got your head on straight. Life comes down to thinking, and what we give our attention to will dictate the course of events, whether it's a good day at the track. Now there's things that we can't control, flat tires, maybe we go down, there's those things that are out of our control, but I'm talking about the things that we can control. And what we can control can make all the difference in the world in our life. I'm going to give an example. You get up this morning to get ready to go to a race. Your girlfriend and you have been fighting all night. Or maybe you've been fighting with your boyfriend. A lot of women motocross racers out there. We know several of them, and they're cool. But you've been fighting. As you get ready to pull away, your girlfriend tells you she thinks your truck sucks, and you probably ain't gonna do worth a damn, because your bike sucks too, just like you do. So what does that do for you? So as you're traveling down the road to the race, you begin to think about it. It begins to take root in you. How do you think your day's gonna go? Yeah, granted, when we get to the track, we shake a lot of these things off, but it's still there, and it just robs life from us. It robs that passion we had. But the point I want to make here is what your girlfriend or your boyfriend did, or anybody. I'm just using the girlfriend or boyfriend. It's relationships, but it could be anything. It could be the lady that was taking your money for registration at the shed at the track. May have said something that just really disrupted your flow. The point I'm going to make there is, I don't care if somebody calls you a worthless piece of shit. Is that wrong? Yeah, that is wrong. But the only way that can hurt you is if you let it. That is in control of you. I'm not saying what people do is right, because words cut deep, but the only way it affects us is if we let it, and we're in control of that. So you're traveling to the track and you got these thoughts going through your mind. I'm going to tell you, the more attention you give to what somebody told you, or what somebody said you can or can't do in life or on the track, the more attention you give to that, chances are you won't succeed. The mistakes that we made yesterday in life will roll over into our future, and we'll make those same mistakes if we don't get a handle on it. But the key to getting a handle on it all happens inside of this thing. It doesn't matter whether you got that new job, whether you got that new sponsorship, whether you got that new bike. None of that matters what's going on in here isn't right. I can't stress that enough. What you give your attention to will own you. You know, it's kind of like when you race, you know, where you focus is where you will go. You know, if you're going through the corner and you're looking through the corner, you're going to follow. The same goes with your thoughts. If you're giving attention to certain things, it's going to disrupt your focus. You may have all the passion in the world, but that passion you just throw away by having ignorant thinking, you know, by thinking wrongly. You need to think like a winner, not a loser. And again, that all happens in here. So the next time you put your helmet on, I want you to think about that. I want you to think about what you're thinking about. Is your thinking hurting you right now? Is it building you up? Are you thinking on things that are based on fact and truth? Or are you listening to naysayers? And the other thing I want to say is, you know, a lot of times, depending on who we hang out with, are you hanging out with people that are truth-based, that are helping you, or are they hurting you? You know, so you may have all the great intentions in the world, but you surround yourself by weak thinkers. And when you surround yourself by those kind of people, you begin to become them. So it's really important that we pay attention to the things that we're taking in through our ears and listening to. And it's very important. You know, I mentioned the airport. You know, when you're in the security line, you can't get through to the gate unless you pass security. Well, our thoughts need to be the same way. You know, we can't control a thought that occurs, but what we can control is how we react to that and how we think about that thought. I hope that makes sense. Again, we can't control a thought, but we control how we react and how we think about that thought. That's where we must take authority over our thoughts. And when we begin to take authority over our thoughts, that's when you begin to feel those victories in your life. I don't care whether it's on the motocross track, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in a job, or maybe it's just your daily peace that you have in your life. That's success. Success isn't measured on your title, on your trophies, on your awards, or how many sponsors you have. Success is measured on those little victories in life, those little battles in life. And they happen minutes at a time, minute by minute. Could even be second by second. And those victories or those battles occur here. The battle isn't about flesh and blood. It's not about what your girlfriend or your boyfriend told you. You know, the point is, they can't hurt you unless you let them. At the end of the day, you are who you are because of what you allow yourself to be. Nobody can fix you. Your coach, you can have the best coach in the world. They can't fix you unless you fix yourself first. And you start by changing your thinking. So give that some thought. What are you thinking about right now? As you watch this video, what are you thinking? Are you thinking about perhaps how your day went? Maybe somebody got a sponsor that you didn't get and it's kind of rubbing you wrong because you finished the year out stronger and it's just kind of eating at you. How is that helping you? That's actually gonna lead you down the path of defeat. So as you watch this, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about being victorious and you're a winner? Because you were born a winner. You can become a loser though, but the only one responsible for you becoming a loser is you. So change your thinking and change your life. Thanks for joining us. You can follow our YouTube channel to get the full video, or we also post these videos on our website. And if you have a Facebook page, you can check them out there too. So good luck out there. Change that thinking, man.